All right, friends, we're here at RideNow Powersports, Austin, Texas. You can see behind me the BMW demo truck is here, and we've got all kinds of toys. Today I am going to definitely ride the new R1300 RS with the ASA. I really need to try that out and see what that transmission is all about. I've heard it's better, but still clunky, but I don't know. We'll see when I get on it, take it for a ride. All right, well, stick with me and enjoy. See you in a bit. So this is what I'm riding here. This is the brand new R1300 RS. This is the option 719 version, so it's got a lot of extra tidbits on it. And it's got that new color scheme, the gray. I'm not exactly sure. I'll throw that up on the screen, but what that is. It's got the new 1300 engine. It's a little bit more aggressive seating position, a little bit more sporty. It's all set for the bags. Doesn't come with it though, unfortunately. That's one thing they should do. They call this a sport touring bike, but it doesn't have bags unless you buy them. They're quite expensive. It's got the top rack ready, and these are all electrified, so they're ready to go. You just use the power for the bag, for the locking and the lights, I believe. It's got heated seat. Yep. It's got the same old TFT, which is amazing. They don't need to really change that probably for quite a while. Yeah. All right, let's go have some fun. Curious about on these bikes is they have this tank protector, if you will. And it's like soft touch, like what you get in your car dashboard. So it's a little bit soft and squishy. I don't know how this would hold up to sunlight. I'm sure they've coated it in some way with UV stuff, but I would just be concerned that, you know, this would tear or rip or fade. Not too sure about that. Okay, friends, finally get a chance to ride the new RS, the R1300 RS with ASA, so there's no clutch. So this will be very fun. Let's get on this bad boy. Okay. The power on. Okay, let's start this bad boy up. It's in neutral. Okay, got it in manual. I got both feet planted on the ground, so feels about the same height as my bike. That was very strange taking off without the clutch, I gotta say. I feel I'm definitely up higher than my bike. It's in manual, so. Oh, first a second, that was really smooth. Wow, this transmission is way different than mine. I kept hearing all kinds of crap about this, that it was still clunky. No, not at all. Wow, this is amazing. Do a little downshift here. Super smooth. There is a disconnect though. It does feel like, because it is an electronic actuator. It's like telling the transmission to do things. It's not directly connected to the transmission. So although it's smooth, you don't feel like you're actually, changing the gears. You're just kind of clicking a button, which is a little odd. But I don't know. It's, you got to trade that off for the smoothness. Yeah, this is so smooth. This bike is a little shorter than my bike, than the 20 and the previous versions, the 1200s. The rake is a little different. Wow, it tips in nice. It's got better tires than mine. My tires are a little old. Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit more upright on this. Sorry, my thoughts are all over the place. This is crazy. First stop with no clutch. That is crazy.
Try and keep it close. Alright? Not big gaps. I'm going to lose you at life. Alright.
Alright, here we go. Yeah, because on my 1200, my 1250, I'm sorry, I have the lower custom Sargent seat, so I feel like I'm a lot lower, like down into the bike. This I'm feeling a lot more upright, kind of sitting more on top of the bike. The TFT I have to look down a little bit, whereas mine is I kind of look forward a little bit more. So this bike is also skinnier. It's a little bit more narrow than the 1250. It's a smaller bike overall, so it's a little bit more narrow. It's a little shorter. The wheelbase on it is shorter, just by a little bit. So it's, that adds to it being a little bit more nimble. But it is a little heavier, I think by 4 pounds, something like that, so it's not a big deal. But they have cut the gas down, the gas tank size. Alright, we're in dynamic mode as well. I just wanted to double check that. Alright, so now I'm going to put it in drive mode. Okay, so now I've got the D up here. So this is going to be completely automatic. I won't have to shift. I'll just have to remind my foot to stay still and don't move. And I've got the cradle here for the GPS, which I would move. But
what do you think so far?
It's interesting. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Just takes a second. I'm going to put it in manual drive now. I want to check that out.
Okay.
No, it's already in drive. Yep.
Oh, so you were in manual, now you're in drive.
Yeah. Yeah, manual was very smooth.
Yeah.
Alright, and it just eases right off. While you're sitting there, even though you're in, okay, there goes the first gear, second, third. While you're sitting there at the light, it's essentially kind of like in neutral. It'll roll back and forth, so you got to put the brake on if you want to stay still. If you're on a hill, this does have hill stop assist or hill start assist. I can't remember which it is. And you just hit the throttle and you take off. It's so far it's really cool. I think the only negative thing I've heard about this so far. Okay, it's downshifting by itself. Down in a second. Wow, that is so cool. I think on touring and long rides, this would be a big saver on your left hand foot. Attention span, just being just hitting those gears. I gotta say though, if I owned this bike, it would be in manual all the time. I don't think I would use this drive mode unless I was, you know, far away somewhere and I had a 2 or 3 hour ride to get home. Then maybe I'd put it in drive. Yeah, downshifting by itself. Nothing abrupt. I almost went for the clutch there. So that's enough for drive, I think. I just want to have fun with this manual. There we go, back into...
The bike, as you ride it in drive, and it'll learn your riding style. So it'll adapt, it'll shift the way you like over time.
Okay.
First it's going to be like, oh, it shifts in weird places.
Yeah.
So it's been trying to adapt, but it's always got someone new on it.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if you could hear that. He was just saying, he's our guide here and from BMW. He was just saying the system would learn your driving habits on the drive mode, so it would shift, like it would recognize or understand the way you ride. But he was just saying that there's been so many people riding it, you know, at every stop they go to. Some people are new riders, some people are experienced, and their skill set is all over the place. So yeah, that is so smooth. I'm here to tell you guys, there's no jerking about, bucking about. You can shift anytime you want with this manual shift on, and it is very smooth. But again, the only thing is the connection. You're not connected to the transmission, and you can feel that in your foot. It's just kind of like you're hitting a button and it shifts, but there's no bucking or messing about, which is amazing. Bike feels very planted, super smooth, no vibration at all. This windscreen, I'm getting some wind shot right into my neck and face, lower, not upper helmet. No wind, no head buffeting at all with this current situation. And again, on these RSs, I always complain about this. They have no knob or lever or anything for you to pull this up, because this will go up one notch. But the only way to do it is you just grab this and yank up. And while you're at speed, it's very difficult to do. So I don't normally attempt to do that. Suspension is great. I've been eating up some bumps, no problems. Downshifting, perfect. Okay, let's go. Unfortunately, we're on these, you know, kind of city roads here, so I can't get on this bike too much. I would like to, you know, kind of pin the throttle a little bit and see what it's got for power. I know the horsepower is 145 on paper and 110 torque. I have a tune on my bike in a full kind of system, so I feel my bike it gets up and goes just about as much as this one. Yeah, this no clutch thing is a little weird, but you get used to it right away. Let me get these mirrors synced in a little bit better. And these mirrors have that blind side or warning here, the little triangle, so if someone's coming up on my left side and I don't see him, it'll blink. The handlebars are much different. They're sunk down low. The triple tree situation is a little different than the one I have, whereas this part here on the 1250s is higher up, and it's got the BMW badging. I think the placement now where they've put this is a little better than the old version. The old version, I think, was a little bit flatter because it was on that flat part, and you had to kind of really look down at it more so than this one. So I don't know, maybe I would leave it there. So you got the little warning light there. This guy wants the races. Stock configuration, the 1250 and this bike, the major difference is going to be the not just the engine, of course, but the ergonomics. This is definitely a little bit more aggressive peg position, and lean forward just a little bit more, I believe, if I remember correctly. Especially if you have the tubular bars. I know some people that get the RS, they opted for the tubular bar setup, which actually sits you up a lot more and pulls the bars back a little bit. I have on my bike the stock bars, which were the pseudo kind of clip-ons. But this is a little bit more sporty than the previous model, and the power is definitely better on this one compared to the stock. But again, mine has a tune on it and a full titanium set of headers, so I'm assuming my power output and torque are probably very similar to this one. Yeah, and no matter how many revs you go, like first to second, I just kind of went a little further out and hit it just to see if it would jerk me around. Let's see. See, I should be shifting now, but I'm not. And I just did smooth. Very smooth. So that was the two things I wanted to get out of this test ride, was trying the ASA on one of the bikes, especially this one, and also trying out the new transmission to see how smooth it is on the manual setting. Downshifting smooth as well. I think if you have a 1200 RS or 1250 RS, you really need to try this out, because this is quite amazing. And to be honest with you, there's a lot of people are poo-pooing on this ASA thing. Just to be quite honest, if I bought one, I'd probably get a clutch as well. But the reality is, on my RS, I'm using my clutch for stopping, of course, and taking off in first gear, and I usually use it for second gear as well. But third gear to sixth, I'm pretty much using the quick shifter and to shift up, and then from sixth down to second and even to first, I'm downshifting with the quick shifter with no clutch. So my driving habits really wouldn't change that much, other than the fact that I would be, you know, starting off like I am here with no clutch, and you just take off. The other thing I'm not going to be able to try, which would be interesting, would be from a standstill. So far I've been taking off very gentle, and it just kind of, vroom, just kind of go off. I'd like to see what this would do if you kind of jumped on the throttle a little bit right from the start, you know, see if it kind of wanted to wheelie up, or if it was kind of calm and controlled. Not that I would be doing that on a daily basis, but just to see, you know, for the feel of it. The seat's pretty comfortable. It feels a lot like the old one. The original on my 1250 was comfortable, but after an hour or so, it started making my butt numb, and that's why I went with that custom Sergeant seat, which is amazing. I love that seat. Not only did it add some kind of red accents with the stitching to the bike, but it also just made the bike so much more comfortable. I can ride that. I think my record now is almost 3 hours straight. About 3 hours, pretty much, with no stop. Let's see if I can get this up. There we go. See, there's no lever or anything to grab. You got to grab it and yank it up. So you pretty much can only do it when you're sitting still. It's shaking quite a bit though. Don't like that. Although it's in neutral, it's technically in gear and ready to go. So if I put the brake on, the front brake, and twist the throttle, it wants to go. You see it's trying to jump forward. TFT is the same. Beautiful, probably best one in the industry. Yeah, takeoff is amazing. All right, let's try out this windscreen now. Okay, it's removed the wind from my chin. I feel wind coming around it though and hitting me right in the chest. My helmet, okay, we're going 50, 60 miles an hour. Yeah, my helmet has no head buffeting like mine. The stock screen on the 1250 was terrible. This does appear that it does go up higher. It is a little bit higher screen, I think. But I am so surprised and amazed by this quick shifter and transmission, because I have heard online that people saying, yeah, it's still clunky, blah blah blah. Not this one, unless I got one that's broken. No, this is fun. I'm starting to feel on my starting to feel it on my wrist a little bit. The aggressive kind of seating position. It's not a double R by any means, but it is, just keep that in mind, that I think most people that, if you're thinking to buy this as a touring machine and you're going to go on, cross state lines and go all over the place, probably might consider bar risers. But if you're just going to cruise around on it for 2 or 3 hours, weekend rides, stuff like that, go off for a little while, I don't think you really need to consider that. Yeah, and once you're going at speed here, the windscreen stops shaking. It's not vibrating anymore, really. I think it's just at idle it does that. All right, we're coming up to the end of our ride here pretty quick, and I gotta say, this transmission has really blown me away in terms of its smoothness. I've kept it in manual pretty much for the most part, which I enjoy more, and I think most people would. I think if I owned this, the only time I'd actually use that automatic or drive mode would be, if you're on a really long, put this back down, really long highway. I'm getting wafts of that Mexican food over there. This place over here has got lunch cranking out. Shortcut. Get past the Ducati dealer. Alright, that brings us to an end of this ride. That was awesome. I'm so glad I was able to finally try this bike out. It's been so long. Okay, here we go. First gear, no clutch. What a fun ride. Fun, fun, fun. That was cool. Power off.
What'd you think of the taller screen?
Yeah, it's better than the other one. I didn't have any head buffeting.
This one does for me.
Oh, did it?
Sure, even it up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this one looks like, yeah, that one was better. Okay guys, that is it. Thanks for joining. Please thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. Appreciate it. Really appreciate you stopping by and checking it out. That RS was really nice, and that ASA really was cool. That transmission, super smooth. Really enjoyed it. That's it. I will see you guys next time. Thanks again. Later.